What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bimmer Barn. Today we're diving right into the 335i Wagon build. We're going to start pulling the entire drivetrains from each of these cars, and we're going to be assembling the coolest N54 swapped E91 ever. So we're going to get right to work here, and before we get started, I just want to ask, if you enjoy this sort of content and you're excited for this build, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the videos because it really helps out with the engagement and helping our channel grow. So let's get right to work, guys. So I'm not really sure which car we're going to start on first, but we have here our Wagon and our donor 335i. If you haven't watched the series so far, then you may not have seen, this car was involved in a front end collision. It's got high miles. It's got about 198,000 miles and just kind of needed some service for us to get it running correctly. But now that we know this drivetrain is 100% good, we're going to start transferring it into this 325 Xi Wagon. That's right, this car is an X-drive car, so it's going to have a different size transmission tunnel. So there's going to be an entire challenge with this build of creating a custom transmission cross member to support the rear-wheel drive transmission as we convert this thing to a fully rear-wheel drive car. And then, of course, once I get this motor out, I'm a little worried because the transmission and the transfer case will not fit into this thing at all. So we might have to separate those things from the motor itself and then maybe take them out for scrap, because as we saw when we did a diagnostic scan, the transfer case has codes, the transmission has codes. Both of those things are cooked. There's no way I could sell them to anyone. They basically have no value. And since they won't fit under this car, we're just gonna have to put them somewhere and take them off and get them recycled. So once we do get both motors removed, we're gonna swap them from one into the other, just like I did for my E39 M5 Wagon build. I'll put a little clip of that here. It's not that hard, just using some dollies from Harbor Freight, wooden dollies, a few of them, although it is going to be pretty heavy with this all-wheel drive transmission, transfer case, and differential. All that's going to be a lot heavier than the powertrain of the 335i. So we're going to lose a lot of weight with this build, and that's part of the appeal to the X-drive to rear-wheel drive conversion, is not only do you get rear-wheel drive handling, but now you also lose some weight. So we need to take out all the fluids from both of these cars. We do already have the AC evacuated from the 335. Luckily, this car didn't have any charge in the Freon system whatsoever, so we can confidently take apart both of these air conditioning systems, and they're already drained. We do need to drain the coolant, the power steering, the oil probably on this motor, although we don't necessarily need to drain it on the 335i drivetrain, but I am going to try to separate the motor from the differential over here. So we have a lot of work to do. I'm just going to quit myself talking, and we're going to get straight to work. This car is going to have to be on jack stands. This car is going to be on the quick jacks. And once we've got everything out of this car that we need, and let me know if you need some parts, because I'll sell you some parts off of this. But once we've got everything off of it that we need, this car is going to roll out and go to the junkyard. So without further ado, let the 335i Wagon build begin. All right, so to give you a quick update of where we're at, I've been working at the top and bottom of the motor to get all the fluids out of it. And while we're doing that, we're also trying to disconnect all the hoses that go to the front clip of the car. So you have this entire front radiator support that holds not only the radiator, but also the power steering cooler and also the transmission cooler, which is this block up here. And then you've also got the condenser for the AC system. And all these things are connected to the front clip, and we need to remove them because we're going to take off this entire front end with the crash bar and the headlights in one big move. So there's just 2 bolts up here on either side, and then you've got 4 on each of the frame rails that hold the front bar to the frame rail. And once you do those, 8 on the bottom and 4 on top, we should be able to remove this entire front clip off the car and be able to get a really good look at the motor. And then from there, we need to remove the exhaust, the drive shaft that goes to the rear end of the car, and slowly we'll be able to work into removing the subframe and dropping down the entire motor, transmission, and transfer case all in one assembly. So like I said, let's go ahead and remove this front end, and then we'll have to get the exhaust off, and I'm probably gonna have to store that in the backyard, honestly. But for now, yeah, let's get back to work. So removing that front clip wasn't all too difficult. It was just those bolts I had mentioned, the ones that go to the frame rail right here, the 2 up here, and then there was actually one more that I missed for the headlight bracket right there. And when we removed all those, the front end came off really nicely. And then it was just a matter of wiggling off the radiator right here. So the radiator and the front end, I'm tucking away for now. And what we need to focus on now is going to be the drive shaft and the exhaust system. And actually, one more thing while we have this entire front end off, I just want to kind of address this little dent in the fender here. I feel like if we just kind of rub it, maybe try to clean it off a little bit, it might just come out on its own. And oh my gosh, look at that, guys. It did. I'm just kidding. This is a new fender that we got from a friend. Shout out to Ruben. Thanks for the fender. And it's in a little bit better condition than the one we had before. Obviously, there isn't any side swipe damage on the front corner here. There are a couple of small dents, but we'll probably get those PDR'd out along with some things on the rest of the car. And I think this is going to be a good fender for us to eventually wrap when we go and wrap the whole car, because I think that's going to be a very cool project to do on this thing. So let's go ahead and get right back to work. Really close to removing the engine now, and I'm just going to go through some of the things that I had to remove to get to this point. As you saw, we removed the exhaust system to get access to the drive shaft because that connects to the rear diff and the center support bearing tunnel. So we removed the rear drive shaft, removed the connectors for the transfer case and the motor down there because that looks like it comes out of the tunnel itself and you don't want to get it hung up there. And then over here, we removed everything connecting the motor to the car itself. So, you know, you've got all your like hoses and such, like for example, the heater core hose that comes out of the firewall and connects up here to the subframe. Remove that. We've got the brake lines that go to the struts and the axles and also the, you know, speed sensor. And over here, we had to remove the wiring harness, kind of separate it from the loom that goes to the chassis, and then the rest of it that goes to the motor. And we kind of just laid it up on top of the motor here because it's going to come with it. So that's that. The cooling expansion tank is removed. The AC lines, you know, one's going to stay on the chassis and another one, which I tucked right here, is going to go down with the motor. We've also got the steering shaft, which we removed. One of the AC lines up here, removed that as well. The power steering reservoir, kind of tuck it onto the motor so it goes down with the motor. And yeah, the ground strap you have to remove. The fuel line that goes to the engine block, you know, there's a quick disconnect down there, as well as for like the DMTL system, there's a disconnect down there. So we removed all of those things. Basically every single wire or fuel line or coolant line, anything that led to the motor from the chassis has been disconnected. That's going to make it really clean to drop it and hopefully not get hung up on anything. Now we're going to drop it onto these 3 wooden dollies right here. In this scenario, the only thing we have to worry about is that the transfer case and transmission, basically this whole assembly is a lot heavier than the rear-wheel drive motor assemblies because of all that extra weight of components for X-drive up here. So I'm hoping that we don't have any issues with these 3 dollies, and then we'll do the same thing on this motor. We'll put 3 dollies under it, and then we'll just roll each motor into their new location, and from there button things up. So let's see if we can get this thing dropped pretty cleanly, and wish me luck. The engine is out. Obviously, as you can tell here, and it came out really cleanly. Actually, a little bit easier than I was expecting. I used some jack stands to hold up the transmission while we lowered the front. Then we put the front on jack stands, went to the back, took the jack stand out, and just slowly brought it down until we got it on those wooden dollies. And as you saw, I was able to pull it away from the motor. It's not that heavy. The wheels are pretty good. The bearings aren't that good. But with one person, you can easily kind of move this around. With 2 people, it'd make it a lot easier, especially since we're going to be doing 2 engines back to back. So you can see here the whole front drivetrain assembly, really easy to remove, guys. Just you got to, you know, remember the basics, the hoses, the connections that you have to remove, you know, the steering shaft and all that. And now we're ready to do all this same procedure on the 335i, except when we remove this, we're going to be really closely inspecting the seals and the gaskets and such and trying to service as much as possible while it's out of the motor. But our big priority is going to be getting rid of this drivetrain and trying to recycle this car as fast as possible while we're building this, because obviously this is going to be taking up space and it's not going to be running once we take the motor out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this episode here since we've already got the engine out, and that was my main goal for today. The next video that you're going to see is us doing, like I said, the exact same procedure on the 335i itself. We're going to be a little bit more meticulous taking it apart since we know that we're going to be putting it back together in working order inside of the wagon. And then we're also going to get into the differences between like the harnesses and stuff like that, and soon enough you'll be learning all bits of information about how to do this swap in case you're trying to do it at home yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like or a comment down below. It really helps out the algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet, because a lot of you guys are watching these videos and you're not subscribed, and it would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it if you did. So be sure to hit that button down below. As always, I hope everyone has an awesome day, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.